Hi, welcome to week 3 of American Government. This week there will be no videos, so we are just going to move on through the textbook. And if you look at the syllabus, you'll notice that chapters 2 and 3 will be read this week. So I want you to read those, take the quizzes associated with them, and then turn in a small Dropbox assignment that goes over one question from each of those chapters. One thing I want you to do in this class is start to reflect on how government affects your life, or how you view government. So you're also going to start a discussion based on partially on last week's video. If you'll notice, last week we watched a video, the Constitution USA video, and they discussed the Westboro Baptist Church, and they're very controversial. So I want you to put a yes and no lens on to how you view their right to protest. Again, they're really in your face, and there's been some movement of lawsuits against them. But I want you to think about the First Amendment and who has the right to speak. So in this discussion this week, you're going to explain why the Westboro Baptist Church protest should be considered protected speech according to the First Amendment. And that's all you're going to discuss in that yes discussion. Then for the no discussion, I want you to explain why they should not be protected. At the end of this week, this will open up, so there'll be a final analysis for you, and you're going to, after you evaluate what other students say and what you wrote, you're going to discuss your thoughts on this. But for this week, you're just going to post a yes and no discussion, and again, you're going to get more into those as you go through the week. There's a quiz for chapter 2 and chapter 3. By now everyone should have their textbook. If you don't, send me an email and we'll figure out where they're at. From what I understand, the bookstore had all the textbooks come in already. There's also a Dropbox 2-3, and it's just 2 questions based on these 2 chapters. So the first one is on chapter 2. And I want you to look at the text. This textbook was written by professors at Columbia University, and they're really into policies. They look at how government has an effect on people's life, and they do come at looking at the study of American government from that of problem solving. So I want you to understand that when you read the book. A lot of people think that these authors are slanted to the left, but really their view is towards policy that has positive effects on American citizens. But I want you to summarize the reasons why, according to the text, capitalism could be considered a form of private government. And that's according to the authors. And then you can go ahead and put if you agree with that or not. But if you do or don't, I want you to explain why. So I don't want you to simply say I agree or I don't agree. Explain why you agree or why you disagree. Then the second question is from chapter 3. Summarize the reasons for the author's claim that the free market has always been fiction. Now, do you agree with this? Why or why not? And so I want you to, again, explain. I have noticed that in some of the discussions, people are saying, I agree. Going forward, I want you to explain why. Why you agree with someone else's post or what someone said, or why you disagree. Or if someone said something that's kind of profound and changed your mind, I want you to put that down as well. So give some more information on this when you're having a discussion. And again, this week isn't too intense. You're just going to read these 2 chapters. I have changed around the Constitution USA video. I was initially going to have you watch 2 videos the first week and I think 2 the second. But I want to spread out a little bit more through the semester and take our time to absorb the Constitution. From feedback from last semester, which just ended a couple weeks ago, I noticed some of the students wish we took more time on the Constitution with those videos. So this discussion is going to be a carryover from last week's video, and then next week I will have the 3rd video, and I'm also going to have a short video come up. I'll explain the letter to the editor assignment that's going to be due in June. So probably by the end of this week, there'll be another tab that will pop up on D2L that will give you some information on writing the letter to the editor. That's a fairly simple assignment, but it's important. One takeaway I want you to have from this class is that no matter how far removed you are from government, in the political sense, it still affects you and you still have a say. And so that will give you a chance to actually get into having a say on government. If anyone has any questions, make sure you send me an email on the email tab, or go to the class list, send me an email. Make sure you send them through D2L. I check this more frequently than I check my BHSU email. That's generally just for administrative purposes. Plus, this email is always saved, so if there's something on here that that you sent me, it won't get erased. I don't erase these emails on here at all. So thank you so much, and go ahead and feel free to get a hold of me if you have any questions.